My name is Ron Wilstein, and I'm a broker at Keller Williams Luxury Properties Worldwide in Park City, Utah. Welcome to our special tax appeal webinar. Now, if you're tuning into this webinar, in all likelihood, you realize that it's tax time. You probably received a notice from either Summit County or the Wasatch County regarding your Park City or Deer Valley property. As much as we hate these notices because it means we're going to be writing a check to pay our taxes soon, it is also the time to cut your taxes. This is the time that you take a close look at your tax notice and see if you're entitled to a reduction. That's the purpose of this webinar, and I want to direct you to a website, BuyParkCity.com, or you can go to our main website, thewilsteinteam.com/POMyTaxes. Either address will take you to a special website designed to educate you as to your rights as a property owner and to help you determine whether you're entitled to a tax break and how to get it. Well, with that in mind, let's take a look at that tax notice that came in the mail. Here it is. This is a standard property tax notice, and what I want you to see is that they clearly define property type. And when they do, it's going to say one of two things, or one of three things, I should say. It's either going to classify your property as primary improved property, or it's going to classify you as non-primary improved property, or it might be non-primary land. Those are the three options there. You want to begin by taking a look and seeing how your property is classified. Now, this is important because if it says primary improved property, that is the property where either it is your primary residence that you live there full time, or it is a property that is someone else's primary residence, a renter, and they've been renting it for at least a year, at least as of January 1st, 2016 and through to this current date. And if your property qualifies for that, that is the ideal tax type that you want to have because you get the best tax breaks. If it doesn't say primary improved property, then it probably says non-primary improved property, which pertains to a second home that isn't rented at all, or perhaps a property that is in a nightly rental program and you rent it a couple nights in a week or maybe even a full week or two, but it's not a long-term rental. It's for a guest or tourist here in the Park City area. There's a form that you fill out if your property is wrongly classified, either in terms of property type or what we're going to talk about in a moment, which is valuation. If your property is wrongly classified, if it should be a primary improved property, but they've classified you as a non-primary improved, you want to fill out this form, and I'll tell you how to get it in a moment. Because if you complete that and meet the requirements, it will save you about 45% of your tax bill. So it's a huge savings. So if that applies to you, definitely want to get that corrected to make that savings before the filing deadline of September 15th, 2016. If you want to see any of the forms that I reference in this webinar, go to BuyParkCityTaxAppeal.com. They're all posted there. So let's move on to valuation. When you look at that same form, I've circled it here. It indicates clearly the last year's market value. In this example, it's $803,383. So that's the previous year, 2015. Then just to the side of that is the current value or this year. With this example, it actually went down. Not likely to see that with your notice because values have been going up. But you want to take a look at what value they've assigned to your property for this upcoming tax period, which is 2016. Then you want to go lower down on your notice here, and down here you've got a couple of column headings where it indicates the actual taxes you paid last year. Then it says if there's no budget change, how much it will be for 2016. If there is a change, if the proposed budget is approved, how much it will get adjusted, and so you see the percentage of your tax change. So that's giving you an idea where your taxes are going from the previous year. Then we look back again to the value they've assigned to your property. Now, if that value is lower than what your property is, then you keep your mouth shut and you pay your taxes and you be grateful that they're not assessing you for the full value. If, however, it's too high, they've gone too far, then you may qualify to get that reduced and thereby lower your taxes. Again, you want to go to BuyParkCityTaxAppeal.com or thewilsteinteam.com/appealmytaxes, and there will be forms there that you could fill out or other options available to you. This is what the website says. It has a lot of very helpful information that you can read about and a service that I provide if you don't want to go through the hassle of trying to appeal your taxes. What I offer is a 100% risk-free tax appeal service. I've been in Park City for 27 years. I've been offering this service for most of that time to help property owners not pay too many taxes. And the beauty of it, it's free. There's no risk whatsoever. Here's how it works. We take a look at your tax notice. We take a look at your property. We've got to determine what the value of your property was as of January 1st, 2016. So it's not what it's worth right now when you're watching this webinar. It's what it was worth on January 1st of this year, which requires us to go back, look at sales of comparable properties in 2015. When we take a look at that, if we feel like we can make a case to the tax commissioner, then that's exactly what we do. We do charge a fee for this service. It's $189, but it is fully refundable if, one, your property doesn't qualify for a tax notice, or tax reduction, I should say. We wish it would, but the facts are that it's being properly valued or perhaps even undervalued. Then you simply get your $189 back. Or if we actually file an appeal for you and we don't win, you get your money back. So you never pay anything unless you get a real savings to your pocket. We're here to help you. If you have any questions, call me at 800-535-0151 or email me at ron@thewilsteinteam.com. Check out that website. Take advantage of this window of opportunity that you have because it ends after 5 p.m. on September 15th, 2016. Well, that talks about values of your property from a tax point of view. It's so interesting. We as property owners want the value of our property to be really, really low for tax assessments, so we pay fewer taxes, but we want it really, really high when it comes to owning it or selling it especially. So let me just give you a quick update on the Park City real estate market. This webinar is being recorded August 1st, 2016. That is when you should have received your tax notice, so it's very current. Let's take a look what's happening in Park City. Over the past 12 months, there's been 1,295 sales. This consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land, and this is down by 146 sales, or 10% from the previous year. Now you might ask, why is it down? Well, it's down in part because our inventory is down, and it's down in part because prices have gone up, and there's a little bit of resistance by buyers to pay that upper price. But let's break it down a little bit more. This graph here is showing you a breakdown of homes, condominiums, and lots. I'm looking at the period of August 2015 through July 2016. That's represented by the red bar. The silver bar is that same 12-month period the year before. And you can see the number of transactions in all three categories are down. Homes are down 12% from 547 homes all the way down to 481 homes. Condominiums are down 8% from 700 to 641, and lots are down 11%. Very few lots overall here, of course, but from 194 down to 173. Again, lack of inventory accounts for it, but also some price resistance as values have gone up. Here we're looking specifically at homes. What I've done is I've broken this up between Park City and the Snyderville Basin. In Park City, the number of sales dropped by, 56 sales, 46 sales from 190 to 144. It's a 24% drop. Again, not a lot of inventory. 6% smaller drop in sales in the Snyderville Basin. Snyderville Basin is basically the county area of Park City. Here, condominiums in the city limits down 28% from 394 to 283. It's a pretty substantial drop in the number of condo sales. However, take a look at this. In Snyderville Basin, number of sales are actually up from 306 sales to 358 sales. And the reason for that is there is new development in the Snyderville Basin. There's more properties that can be purchased, and so they are being purchased. Here we're looking at land, vacant land. First looking at the Park City area, and this is looking back a year. Last year we had 25 sales, not a lot, 36 a year before, amounts to a 3% decrease. Snyderville Basin, 6% decrease from 158 lot sales to 153. Lot sales became pretty popular last year because, again, the inventory of homes was reduced, so people were turning to buying land to build the homes that they wanted. But what's happening to prices? I mentioned here that part of the reason why the number of sales may have dropped off as prices went up. Well, that's indeed what happened here. Here we're looking at medium home sold prices, same time period we looked at with the number of sales, August 2015 through July 2016 in red. This is the medium home sold prices in the Park City limits. Look at that. Year over year climbed 15% from 1,330,000 to 1,532,500. That's a nice increase in appreciation. Saw something pretty similar there in the Snyderville Basin with a 12% increase from 855,000 climbing all the way to 958,000. So nice appreciation. Feels great for as a homeowner. Taxes sometimes go up, but we like it when our value goes up, especially if you're going to sell and cash in on it. This graph here looks at condominiums. Saw again double-digit appreciation both within the Park City limits, where we saw 13% increase from 557,000 to 629,500 for the medium sold price. Snyderville Basin, where values are a little bit lower, still saw a 10% increase from 385,000 to 425,000. So values going up, real estate values are increasing. And this final graph here looks at lots. Again, values increase in the city limits 20%, in the Snyderville Basin 26%, and so very healthy increase in the values overall. So we expect always supply and demand. When supply diminishes, then the demand increases, prices go up, but eventually you do run into some resistance, and that can slow the market, and that's basically what we're experiencing right now. If you're curious about the value of your property, I want to show you how you can find out what the current value is. Either call me at my toll-free number, 800-535-0151, or my email address, ron@thewilsteinteam.com, and I would be happy to coordinate a visit to see your property, do the analysis. There's no cost, there's no obligation, and we'll provide you with good information. And you don't have to be wanting to sell your property right now. You can just be curious, and we're happy to do that for you. It's another real easy way to get it. If you prefer simply to work online, go to my website, thewilsteinteam.com, and at the home page you scroll down to the section entitled Learn What Your Property is Worth. And well, let me just demonstrate it for you. Let me pull up my website here. I'll show it to you. Let me go up to the top of it. So this is the landing page, the home page, and you'll see some pictures here. You'll be able to search for properties in Park City, but then you scroll down a little bit past some of our listings and past some of our webinars to this section entitled Learn What Your Property is Worth in Today's Market. And it's very simple. All you do is in this section identify your address or your condo name and number, mark whether it's a home or a condo or vacant land, and use these other pull down menus to answer these questions. All in all, it will take you less than a minute to complete this. And then when you come down to this lower section, you click this first choice here, contact me now for a free property value assessment. And any of these others that are of interest to you, feel free to select and then push the green button, and that will send this to me. And I will promptly reply and get you the information that you're interested in terms of an analysis on your property. So it's just really that simple, very easy. Have any questions whatsoever, send them to me, ron@thewilsteinteam.com. If you want me to call you, include your phone number and a preferred time, and I'll give you a ring. Don't let this time pass. If you think you've been overtaxed either with the wrong classifications or too high of a value, find out for sure. It won't cost you anything, and save those dollars for now and for the future. Thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar, and I wish you a good year.